Osama Nazzal, who joins me live from Jenin in the occupied West Bank. He's a Palestinian journalist and a radio host. Thank you, Osama, for being with us on the program today. First, let me get your thoughts on these constant evacuation orders that we're seeing happening. First, it was Kamal Adwan. It's not functioning anymore. Now, the Indonesian hospital, Awda, we're hearing from Ashraf, has also received evacuation orders. Is this part of a broader campaign by Israel to ethnically cleanse the region?
Yeah, and there is no idea about this idea, the idea of genocide and the idea of ethnic cleansing, as Israel has the intention and the decision to end the existence of the Palestinian people, mainly from the north of Gaza, by destroying all the components of the Palestinian health sector. And we saw the disaster that happened to Kamal Adwan Hospital and what happened to Hussam Abu Safiya, the Palestinian doctor who showed resilience and sincerity to his profession and his people. And now they moved to the Indonesian and Al-Awda hospitals. And I think that what happened to Kamal Adwan Hospital is going to happen to these two hospitals. And by this, Israel ends any possibility for medication and for healthcare services in the north of Gaza. By destroying the very infrastructure of any human life in the north, the Palestinians have no other choice but to leave the northern part of Gaza. But what we are afraid of is after the north, they are going to move to the south, as since the first weeks of the Israeli war on Gaza, many Israeli officials stated that they don't want to see any Palestinian in Gaza, or that they want to see in new Israeli colonial settlements in their place.
You mentioned Dr. Hussam Abu Safiya. The WHO also vocalized their concerns about his current state as he's being held in an Israeli prison. You are particularly an expert on those Israeli prisons, Osama. What kind of a situation could Dr. Safiya currently be in?
Yeah, the Palestinian prisoners' experience in the Israeli occupation prisons is very catastrophic, really, as many Palestinians are executed in these prisons or they are tortured to death. And we don't want to forget here the Palestinian medical doctor Adnan al-Borsh, who was detained and beaten to death in Ofar prison, which is an Israeli prison in the occupied West Bank. Now, there were some reports today morning by Israeli official institutions, military institutions, denying that Hussam Abu Safiya is in their detention. And this really tolls the bell that they might have a decision to kill, to assassinate Hussam Abu Safiya, just as they did to his colleague Adnan al-Borsh. I hope that the international human rights organizations and the people who still have the heart of humanity would make more pressure on Israel in order not to execute Hussam Abu Safiya and to make sure that he is safe and he is secure.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about international pressure. We watched about an hour or so ago the UN Security Council hold its first session of the year, focusing on Gaza, calling on Israel to allow more humanitarian aid into the Strip, to reel back on its attacks, particularly in residential, civilian populated areas. But those calls seem to be falling on deaf ears.
Yeah, sure. And this is the ignominious position of the International Security Council that held tens of meetings over the past 15 months of Israeli genocide against the Palestinian people. And it failed to take any decision or to implement any step to force Israel into a ceasefire or to take a little time out from murdering Palestinian children and Palestinian women in Gaza. So the year of 23 and the year of 24 extended into the year of 25, and I don't think that the international bodies are going to have anything different from the past. They are impotent, and their position is really shameful, and they consider Israel as the baby of the United States that can't be rejected or can't be pressured to stop its war crimes against the Palestinian people or against any area in the region.
Okay, Osama Nazzal, thank you so much for joining us on the News Hour and sharing that insight with us. I appreciate it.